and welcome back. My name is Ashley and I'm here for an update. We had an appointment on the 18th and we have a lot to discuss. It is just going to be me, but Kelly is behind the camera filming. Say hello.
What up?
And I also wanted to be like, okay, this is our little fun thing for the video. The last time it was our shirts. This time it's going to be this little water bottle. I had this thing made for myself for when we begin doing the manicure shots. It says IVF, giving body shots a new name. It's just funny, silly, but keep morale up and keep my positive attitude and have a laugh while I do that. It's been about 10 days since our appointment. It's been really hectic around here getting everything ready and good to go and complete things. So I have even more to discuss other than my list, but I'm going to go ahead and start on my list. So we arrived at the facility. We were in the room for like 45 minutes, and then we were talking to our coordinators and our specialists for like 3+ hours. So we had a lot that we did and a lot to go over and just talk about. So the good news is the doctor remembered me, which is amazing because my previous doctor, every time I'd come in, she did not remember what we were going through, had no idea we were even doing fertility at my last appointment, even though she had prescribed me fertility medication. So it was just amazing that I was remembered. I even got to see my favorite nurse from a year and a half ago, and she's still amazing. Still my favorite nurse. So when my doctor saw us, my specialist saw us, she had asked what we had done in the last year and a half. Fertility-wise, and we haven't done anything except for fundraise and get things together and recoup costs from the last round. And she said okay, got up, pointed to a bag of stuff near her desk and said, this is yours, and we have some other medication in the room that's been donated. I'll put your name on that too. And she did immediately. That she went and told the nurses and they tagged my name on all the stuff. So we have partial medication for free that's donated to the facility that's then donated to me. I don't have to pay for that. So pretty much almost all of our stimulation medication is covered. Is taken care of. Like, we don't have to pay for it, which is very nice of her. She did not have to do that. Another thing she told us is she would be honoring the price, the procedure cost for IVF from a year and a half ago, and that's amazing because it has gone up from the 2017 to 2018 era, like that little turn of a year. It went up again in cost, so she said she would honor it from when we first came in, and when she did so, we found out when we were talking to our IVF coordinator, she actually knocked off the price by another $2,000. So it should have been $8,500, and we're getting it for $6,500. And the new price is $10,000, and that's just for the procedure. That does not include medication. So not only did she remember me, gave us medication that we don't have to pay for, she also helped us with costs by, not only do I not have to pay $10,000, I can pay $6,500. And that was more than we were even looking for. I was not expecting it at all. So that was amazing. Because I am so young with this fertility thing, my HSG that I went through that year and a half ago, she didn't think I would need another one. My body hasn't changed that much, and so we're going to skip that. If you want to see that information, I do have it on my channel where I went through the procedure. It is not fun. Some women have no pain with it. I am one of the unlucky women that had a lot of pain with my HSG. It was terrible. Just a quick pain, but still it's kind of like having birthing contractions all at once when they put in a tube catheter thing. Did not feel good. So when she told me, you don't have to do that again, I was like, amazing, yay, thank you. But they did look at my ovaries and my uterus, and they're robust and amazing and healthy, and my uterus has not changed, especially since our uterine septum surgery. Everything looks amazing and ready to go, so that's good. We did genetic testing and a pregnancy test for me and the genetic testing for Kelly, and all of our stuff came back healthy and positive and great and no issues. My pregnancy test came back as negative, and the reason why they had to do that is so I could start Prevera. So what Prevera does is it starts a period for you. So obviously you don't want to be pregnant when you force yourself to have a period. So they did that. Pregnancy test came back negative. Prevera was began and ended. It was about 5 days of 10 pills, so 2 pills a day. And they told me whenever my period started to call them and let them know. And it started today. So I called them and let them know. And they told me in 5 days, which is going to be on the 1st, to start birth control, which is to help me stay regular and keep my body hormones good and my uterine lining healthy, because I'm PCOS. I have very weird cycles, so it's to keep me healthy before we begin. So I will be starting that on the 1st. Then we had to do Kelly's semen analysis and freeze. So that's already been taken care of. We are waiting back for the analysis still, which should be arriving any day. Like, they'll give us a phone call and let us know how everything looks. And then they did a freeze. So they did that for 2 reasons. One, just in case something happens to Kelly and he's unable to make it to the appointment, or something happens to Kelly and he's no longer in this world, we have a backup plan for that. Just a plan. And then the other reason is just in case we don't have enough collected, we have more to collect. Or for some reason this shot a blank or whatever, we have something on reserve. And all of that has gotten good motility and high activity and a lot of spermies, so we should not have a problem. But it is frozen and waiting just in case. So we began our loan, and we have already received all that information back. We are now just waiting to hear from my specialist office, confirming that they have gotten the loan, confirming the amount for it, sending that back to the loan company, and then us starting. So we've already done all of this. I'm looking at my list and I'm like, this stuff says like waiting on an email. We're no longer waiting on an email. We've already gotten past that. So we had a mountain of paperwork to sign and notarize. We had about 4 packets to sign our life away, pretty much, almost as much as when you buy a house. Had to get everything notarized, and we have that taken care of and done. And that has been submitted to the office today. So that's taken care of. The notarized lady who looks over it has said that I'm good to go. Then information is done, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. When we were talking to my specialist, I have seen a ton of things on my IVF support group. People saying a fresh transfer is good. People saying a frozen transfer is good. People saying that it doesn't matter. People saying that it really does, one way or another. I don't care. I have no opinion on this. So I was worried I would have to make a decision, and that's a decision that would weigh on my mind. And I didn't want to have anxiety one way or another, whatever results were. So they took that responsibility out of my hands. And the reason why they did is because last time for Effortless, my body had a really good reaction to the stimulation drugs or the stims. And they're not upping it at all this time. So because it had a good reaction, they don't want to have OHSS, and I'll put what that is on the screen. Pretty much my ovaries be overstimulated, and that can cause complications. So they're going to have me retrieve the eggs, put them in a lab, get them to day 5 or 6, and then freeze those eggs. Have me have another period, should be 2 weeks, have me have another period, and then they'll do a transfer. So they'll thaw and then transfer. If there's any embryos to transfer, they'll be frozen. So it's going to be a frozen transfer. So taken out of my hands, I'm perfectly fine with that. That's what we're going to have. And the reasons behind why we are having it. They asked us if we wanted to put a cap on how many they can thaw. So say we got 200 embryos and they thawed 200 embryos, and the day of they need to unthaw one. We have a cap on 2. They can thaw 2 before they have to call us. And the reason why they would thaw 2, even though we're only transferring 1, which we are just transferring 1, sometimes eggs don't, or embryos don't make it past the unthaw phase. And they would go and pull up the second one. And if they pull up the second one and it does the same thing, they would have to call us so we could schedule an appointment to talk about what's going on, or we can give them the go-ahead to get number 3. And obviously if number 3 happens, that would still be up to us if we wanted to do 4, or if we wanted to come in and talk about what's going on. We plan on beginning IVF the first week of February, first, second weekish, depending on everything. But that's where we are right now. We're just kind of getting all the rest of the stuff taken care of. You see my kitty in the background, it's all good. They like to roam around while we're filming. But we've got everything taken care of, which is amazing. Like I said, we just gotta wait for the loan company to contact us. We've already done all of the other things that they told us to. Birth control starts on the 1st of February. And then I get an email from the pharmacy. I order the medication. I pick up the medication they have donated for me. And then I get a calendar, and it begins. We're right there. We are so close I can taste it. And this is my update. This is everything. Sorry if it took a million years for me to tell you everything, but it's been a lot. And it has been back-to-back things. I think I've had downtime for maybe like 3 or 4 days of just kind of waiting for my period to show up. But that's still something I was doing. I appreciate everybody following along with us on this journey. Hopefully reach our destination and get the little person that we also wanted and hoped for. And I will let you guys know with the next major update, and hopefully that will be stimming. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye!